All right, let's get into it. Whenever a new Wi-Fi standard comes out, you probably think one thing: speed, right? But with Wi-Fi 6, the real story, the absolute game changer, isn't just about raw speed. It's about a total shift in thinking. It's about getting smarter and way more efficient, especially when everything gets crowded. And a quick heads up, this explainer is part 6 in a 10-part series we're doing. It's all based on a really deep technical report on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards from the pros over at RFI Detectives, who are part of Virtualization Options LLC. So yeah, we're building on some seriously solid research here. So let's start with something we've all felt. Picture this. You're at an airport, a stadium, or maybe just in your packed apartment building, and your Wi-Fi just dies. It grinds to a halt. That frustrating logjam is exactly the problem Wi-Fi 6 was built from the ground up to solve.
See, to get why this is such a big deal, you've got to understand a huge change in philosophy. Older standards like Wi-Fi 5, they were basically built for a drag race. The goal was hitting the fastest possible speed for one single device under perfect lab conditions. Wi-Fi 6 completely flips the script. Its goal is to improve the average speed for every single device connected, especially in a crowded space. It's less drag race, more brilliant, high-tech traffic management.
And look, this quote from the source material just says it all. The entire design goal was different right from the beginning. It's not about how fast one person can download a file. It's about how well the entire network holds up when you've got dozens of phones, laptops, and smart speakers all shouting for attention at once. So what's the secret sauce here? How does it actually pull this off? Well, it's not magic. It's a whole suite of really clever technologies that change the rules of how data moves through the air. Let's break down the big ones. Okay, the star of the show really is a technology called OFDMA. Now think of your Wi-Fi channel like a big single-lane highway. What OFDMA does is act like a brilliant road crew that instantly paints a bunch of smaller individual lanes on that highway. These are called resource units. Before this, it was like a delivery truck had to make a completely separate trip for every single package, no matter how small. Super inefficient, right? With OFDMA, that one truck can now be loaded up with packages from multiple different houses, and it drops them all off in one smooth, coordinated trip. This is huge for cutting down lag and wasted time, especially for all those little bits of data from your phone or smart home devices. All right, next up, they took a technology called MU-MIMO and gave it a massive upgrade. In Wi-Fi 5, it was pretty much a one-way street. The router could talk to a few devices at once, but all your devices had to wait and take turns talking back. Well, Wi-Fi 6 turns it into a real two-way conversation. Now, multiple devices can send data back to the router at the exact same time. It makes the whole thing hyper-efficient. And then there's this really cool thing called target wake time, or TWT. This is a total game changer for anything that runs on a battery. Instead of your devices constantly having to ping the router to see if there's any news, TWT lets the router schedule specific times for a device to wake up, do its thing, and then go straight back to sleep. And what does that actually mean for you? Well, it's huge. For all those little smart sensors, trackers, or other gadgets that only need to check in once in a while, this technology means their batteries can literally last for years, not just months. This is what makes that future of having tiny, connected everything actually possible. Okay, so if Wi-Fi 6 is the new super efficient traffic system, then Wi-Fi 6E, well, that's like building a brand new 8-lane superhighway exclusively for cars that can handle it. For the longest time, Wi-Fi has been jammed onto just 2 radio bands, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. And they have become incredibly crowded, noisy places. We're talking interference from your neighbor's network, Bluetooth speakers, your microwave oven, you name it. Wi-Fi 6E blows that wide open. It gives us a massive 1200 megahertz of totally fresh, clean spectrum in the new 6 gigahertz band. I mean, to put that in perspective, that more than doubles the total airwaves we had available for Wi-Fi before. It's a huge amount of new space. And here's the kicker. Because only new Wi-Fi 6E gear can even see this band, it's like a private VIP lane. There are no old, slow devices gumming up the works. This is where you get to see what Wi-Fi 6 is truly capable of, with zero compromises. But listen, all that speed and efficiency doesn't mean a thing if your network isn't secure. That's why, right alongside Wi-Fi 6, we got a long overdue and now mandatory security upgrade, WPA3. And this isn't just some nice-to-have feature. It's a critical fix to the very foundation of how we protect our wireless networks. Let's do a quick history lesson, right? We had the original WEP, which was just broken, then a temporary fix with WPA, then in 2004 we got WPA2. Now, WPA2 had a great run, but in cybersecurity terms, over a decade is an eternity, and some serious cracks were showing.
So here was the big, gaping hole in WPA2's armor. An attacker could sit nearby, silently capture the digital handshake when your phone connects to the router, and then take that file home. From there, they could use powerful computers to just hammer away at it, guessing millions of passwords a second until they cracked yours. Your only defense was a ridiculously long and complex password.
WPA3 slams that door shut with a new method called SAE. Now, to put it simply, this new system lets your device and your router cleverly prove to each other that they both know the right password, without ever sending anything over the air that could be used to guess it. It makes that offline password cracking attack completely impossible.
But WPA3 is more than just that one fix. It's a whole security overhaul. It forces stronger, modern encryption across the board. It requires something called protected management frames, which stops hackers from easily booting your devices off the network. And for public Wi-Fi, like at a coffee shop, it adds automatic encryption, so even on an open network, no one can easily snoop on your traffic.
All right, I know that was a ton of tech talk, so let's boil it all down. What does this actually mean for you?
Okay, here's what you really need to remember. First, Wi-Fi 6 is all about efficiency. It makes your network better for everyone, especially when lots of devices are connected. Second, if you want that top-tier, no-compromise performance, Wi-Fi 6E with its exclusive 6 GHz highway is what you're looking for. Third, WPA3 is not optional. It's an absolutely critical security fix. So bottom line, the next time you're shopping for a new phone, laptop, or router, make sure you see both Wi-Fi 6E and WPA3 on the box.
And that kind of brings us full circle, leaving us with a big question for the future. We've just seen how Wi-Fi 6 and WPA3 are tackling today's challenges of a crowded and dangerous wireless world. But as we move toward homes with hundreds of connected devices, that fundamental challenge is only going to get bigger. How do we keep pushing for more and more speed while making sure our security is rock solid and unbreakable? That's the balance that the next wireless revolution will have to figure out.